The expectation is huge, the pressure is massive, and the excitement is also on that scale.
So we're 5 days out, and let's be frank about the fact that there's a lot going on, and I just want everyone to remember that we need to work as a team together, regardless of what may or may go wrong or right in our own individual areas.
It's like a football team. Just because the forwards have made a mistake doesn't mean the backs turn and point their finger. And this is like a grand final. And the teams that win the grand final is the team that sticks together when things don't go right. And they always go wrong at some point in a grand final. And that's what happens here. It rained today, and we just got to push through it. And things won't be on time, we've just got to push it and come up with solutions and work together. Because what we're about to pull off is phenomenal. And the guests are going to be amazed. So it's a really exciting time. Let's stick together, help each other, and have fun. And the rest will take care of itself.
It is the most stressful time of year for me. Obviously, I manage this whole thing. Please forgive my shortness, my rudeness. So if I hang up on you, anything like that, I'm sorry and I'm going to apologise now, but it will be high energy, high stress for me. My ass is on the line.
You get invited to the party, you have to register online, put in your details, write a comment why you should be invited, and attach a link to your social media, and then from there I go through a process and select the guests one by one.
We receive thousands and thousands of registrations this year for the party, and Trav goes through every single one of them, word for word. There's not one registration that he hasn't read. He always says how important it is to get the guest list right for these parties, because he can create the biggest house party on the planet, but the guests are what bring it to life, and their attitude and their comments and even their photos are what he looks at to decide what they'll bring to the party and what kind of guests they'll be.
I love to entertain, and I love to show and entertain my children and family also. I know my eldest kids get a real buzz out of it, and I know that they get this proudness about when I throw a party of this scale. And if the party's a big success, then I know that they feel proud to be, either my child or my wife or my father, and then it extends to why I do it. I don't charge anybody any tickets, I don't charge for alcohol or food. I do it because I love to entertain. I love to give that wow factor. The majority of them would never ever have the chance to experience something like this, and that's what really drives me. I work so hard, and though I work hard for the parties, this is my reward within myself to really give that opportunity to people to enjoy themselves for a day.
In Australia, they're not your typical bush doof. Back in the backyard, it's more of a festival, you could say.
Oh wow. Wow. Man, now that's what's up. It's gonna be hot. Shit. Go big or go home. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're doing it like the candy man, you ain't doing it at all.
Travis definitely tries to outdo himself every time he does a party. Bigger and better and more insane, more fireworks, more entertainment. I feel like Travis tries to outdo himself every day he wakes up. When he goes for a walk, he tries to walk faster or longer, or gets up earlier, or no matter what he's doing, he's constantly trying to outdo himself.
He doesn't stop, but I think he likes it. But I don't actually think he can stop. Like, he won't ever stop.
I've never seen in my entire life someone that works so hard tirelessly and he never giving up on anything. He gets thrown, everything gets thrown at him and he gets back up and he just keeps moving forward.
In the lead up to the party, there's a lot of work to be done around the mansion, including a major extension that had to be finished before the party. Part of that extension was a 200,000 tile Bacchus mosaic. So we only started 17 days out from the party. We knew there would be some dramas, including the weather. Unfortunately, our tiler became ill and we had to fly over another mosaic tiler from Italy, who unfortunately laid the tiles incorrectly. We had to redo them and the tile actually had to pick off tile by tile.
I have trouble keeping up with him. I don't think anyone can keep up with him. With his, like, after midnight going to bed and waking up at 4 in the morning every single day. I don't think anyone can keep up with him.
Until I was 5, I only slept 1 hour a night. It's just the way I've always been. The bonus with that is I get to do more things. So I've got a few more hours up my sleeve than most people every day.
My dad, Travis, also known as the Candyman, is very out there, always outdoing himself, different from any other person I've ever met.
And in Italy you would have heard of the Fountain of Trevi. I have a Fountain of Trevi.
Yeah, Dad is impulsive. You know. You can't really stop him from doing anything. When he wants to do something, he's going to do it, full stop.
He is a goofball. He has a very serious side, so I always explain about him being in his suit, which is Travis Bainin, and then there's the Candyman, and then there's just Travis. Travis, I don't know what it is when he steps in that suit, but he's very powerful and intimidating without even, like, he could be really nice to you, but he has this aura about him that, yeah, it's really powerful. And then when he's in his gym gear, he's just completely different. Like, the amount of, like, I was just about to say something about that. I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna kill him. Oh my God, he's going down.
We hold a VIP room, and then inside that VIP room we have a VVIP room. So out of 1,000 guests, you might have 10–15% of the people, 150 guests, and they're allowed in. We'll peel off this wrap, and underneath here is a mirrored floor. We have a mirrored ceiling, and yeah, we have the mental ward outside, and we call this like the therapy room. So there's two things that I try to achieve, and that is when someone comes, it's what the fuck just happened? And what the fuck is he going to do next? And this party is, it's a vision of mine, and everything has got to go as I see it. So don't cut corners, and even times it's not a matter of cutting corners. Ask me. I'm happy to be asked a million questions, because that's how I am. You know, like the VIP room, you would have heard me say the wallpaper goes right to the ground, past the skirting board. Well, that hasn't happened. So now when we're trying to do it three-dimensional, we have a white fucking border.
It gets pretty chaotic to the lead up, so everyone's on edge.
What do you need the bus driver to do, Tori? He's picking up girls right now. What do you need them to do?
Okay, well, no one told me that. All I heard was that there's girls at the Ramada.
And what's there right now? Is that what you need?
Okay, cool. No, thanks.
Stick to the schedule.
I think every party that we've ever had, it's always been like build-ups, like really exciting. Like, it's just so much hype because there's so much like setting up and process to it.
It's absolute manic. There is people running around everywhere, building this, doing that, and making sure there's permits for, I don't know, NASA, and like fireworks are all ready, and Travis's entrance, and makeup and hair and body paint, and there is so much that happens coming up to a party. It is absolutely ridiculous.
If we don't get any complaints,
yeah,
we haven't done a good job.
No, we'll get complaints.
It lasts for a couple of minutes, for Christ's sake.
That's right.
If that.
Yeah.
And you've got to be a pretty special person to make complaints about someone having a party with guests and friends and family, and then what? It's offensive.
The world's gone mad.
Yeah.
Do-gooders.
It'll be the biggest fireworks show on the Gold Coast to date. You'll see it from Brisbane, you'll see it from Mudgee Bar. You've got fireworks shooting from behind you, over you, sideways, left, right, flames going off, and then all of a sudden the biggest finale that you'll ever see in your life. If I can make Trav smile, then I'm happy.
You know what? Those bloody guys on stage are fucking excellent.
Yeah,
And
I haven't seen them at all, but last night
they stayed till 20 to 1.
Oh my God.
And they finished it. They're fucking legends. They're the type of guys we like because they said they'd get a job done. They said they'd finish it yesterday, and they did.
That's the Candy Shop Mansion logo. This year's theme for the party is Freaks Unleashed. It's up to your interpretation of what a freak really is. I would go on record and say this would be the best and the biggest house party on the planet. Claire, what are you FaceTiming me for?
She has clothes on, unfortunately.
Has she opened it? Oh, she's...
Yeah, but she's got clothes on.
Okay. Claire, when are you booked in for a spray tan? She needs another shot.
Get a refund, Claire.
That's a fail, Claire. What? No, she can't.
Not like that, there you go.
No, it's got to be ripped right down, so it just falls straight off.
This is like a sweat. Yeah, I suggest you jump in, Laura, because those two just aren't.
Well, that's where I found you.
They're not exaggerating. It's taken them 2 hours to do that.
Yeah, no, it has. We were on the floor.
Yeah.
And you've got to do how many? 4 or 2? 2.
Oh, God. Laura, please jump in.
We bought a nun costume and we need it ripped off quickly. So the girls have had to cut it right down in the middle and button it up, but they've, as you heard, have got no experience in doing stuff like that, so they're whinging about it. Yeah, the selection of the girls, they come from all over the world, and mostly they make contact with me through social media or turn up at the door sometimes, you know, late at night. So I've had girls knocking on the front gate. 2 days before the party I had 2 screaming girls in bikinis that had dropped off a jet ski and were screaming daddy, so that's how it happens. Welcome, girls. How are you all?
Good.
Very good. We have guests coming from 15 different countries. Right, we're on the world stage. You're the ones that the guests come for, and you're the ones who get the party going. You're going to be stars for a day, so lap it up. The worst thing you can do to me is try and stop me or hate on me, because I will come back harder and better every time. Any of the girls in the past have done the wrong thing, I wipe them out. And as you can imagine, when I wipe a girl out, all of a sudden, I'm the biggest asshole around. And then they start talking about it's bad here, you don't get paid, or whatever it might be. That's not the case. We have 10, 12 cameras around the mansion. And after the party, I watch every single minute of it. Be on time tomorrow. Otherwise, I will cut girls. Unfortunately, it's always the same. A few spoil it for the rest. None of those girls are here. We're going to get everyone in their groups, and then we're going to sort out who's going to be what role.
You got to sort that Chloe? Where's Chloe? Yep, you need to come up to the front here. Bella?
Yeah.
Yeah, over near the wall. Maya twins up here, hey? You can send her Daphne.
Is this confronting for anyone? This is how they do it overseas. This is exactly how they do it. They bring 3 in at a time, and they'll point at you and say, you leave, you can stay. Next 3. And that goes on for hours and hours. It's pretty tough.
Trav was a model.
Thank you. The point is, I have been in your spot. It's not the nicest thing, but it's a process you've got to go through, like anything in life. I'm happy because I do look around, it's without doubt the best year by a long shot.
Now we're just rehearsing Trav's actual entry. I'm just worried about weather and girls in heels and slipping and, you know, especially when you add pyros and all of that kind of stuff to it. It's either a grab of some part of your body and your hands go out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you sexy minx. Yeah. Yeah, good girl. You're so sexy.
Do you want to scream this?
I'll come and assist. Now you're all going to be
Come on.
As soon as
You know how to scream.
Yeah, but like I'll have to just let me practice because you have to do it like,
So I was down on the jetty watching Trav practice his entrance, getting on and off the boat, and I heard over the radio, Bryn, if you throw Claire in the water, I'll give you $500. And before I could even blink, I was in the water, but I took Bryn with me.
someone is going to die. I'm gonna kill you!
As a kid, it was always a dream to have cars, always passionate about cars. I like anything that goes really, really fast. This is the car I race in the GT Trophy Series. It's a Audi R8 GT3. A couple of battle wounds down on the side the last race. I made more of a damage when I hit the concrete wall at 190. It always comes back to we get one life. I started throwing parties 22 years ago. Back in those days, I used to buy the grog, the alcohol myself, put a playlist on, set up the party, and all that by myself. And now it's an operation of 300 people who are involved. The concept behind it is really about not giving up and never accepting the word can't. And that goes for me and extended to all my staff, and that's why we've created something like this. So when my guests come, they can see that and hopefully inspire them to take that away and maybe not be the Candyman, but take it in their life and apply that same philosophy and never giving up. And don't ever accept, the word can't. There's always a way around it. So at the end of the day, I want to give the guests the best experience of their life and a memory and a moment that they will never forget.
Hey guys, we're just getting ready for the big show.
I'm Sasha. I'm here at the Candy Shop Mansion for the Freaks Unleashed party, so stick around because we're going to have fun today. Now, tell me about these shoes, because they are insane.
So,
you look like Cinderella.
I feel like Cinderella at the ball.
Less clothing.
Less clothing. Less clothing.
I'm here with Playboy model Delilah Daniels. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Now, have you worked at the Candy Shop Mansion parties before?
No, this is my first time, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds, so it's going to be great.
Another virgin, I'm so excited. So, what's your role today?
So I am one of the Candy Girls. I'm also a nun. So I'm going to be like in a full nun little habit today, praying for everyone's happiness and joy, I don't know, something like that. So
We're about to go on. I'll see you out there.
Her weave's gonna fall out. Can someone quickly ask that blonde vape girl to put her shoes back on? Oh, she's next to Ronald McDonald. Oh, here she goes.
She's on side.
Come on, man, I've got the fucking food, jackass.
Look at Ronald McDonald. He's eating KFC. We got our Ronald McDonald at the mansion eats KFC only. They're just moving around like they're zombies. Yeah. They've got to interact like they're mental, not zombies. Yeah. Because they've all got scripts. Yeah. You know, we did a list of scripts that were very good. Yes, I remember.
There's no shots out on the front gate. There's no shots on the front gate. What's happening with that? Let's pour the fucking shots. I mean, they should have been out there. The roller skates, I didn't even know they hadn't fucking turned up. No shots out there. And the girls hadn't been trained on the baits. None of them. I was down there training them.
They get frustrated. They're all given clear instructions, simple tasks.
The staff were coming off. Girls under the tree were starting to walk off down there. I said, where are you going for? I said, oh, Ali told us that we were finished. I said, fucking not finished. We'll be finished when I fucking say you're finished.
Have a look around.
Jesus Christ. People never say I'm not clear with stuff. Is that right, Claire?
This is a cow's heart in a condom. It's going to be full of blood, so when they rip it, the condom breaks quite easily and then the blood will come out all over Trav. Amazing, they use this in the movies. The old condoms come in handy in many areas.
I get killed, heart ripped out, fall in the river, get eaten by crabs.
Because like you're just doing it slowly and painfully for him.
Yeah. Yes.
When I make contact with the heart in there, that's when I'll go the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And then once I've got to grab it, so it comes out.
Yep.
Okay.
My man's with a transvestite. He's already been in, he's come back out. That's a concern, isn't it?
That's so funny.
Calls himself the Candy Pop.
So that's you on the shirt.
Yeah, that's
me on the shirt. Yeah. And this gentleman here flew in today all the way from China. From China. Yeah.
Just for this party.
Just for the party.
Yes, it's a very important party, definitely. I cannot miss.
Stanley throws a good party.
not as good as...
Oh, yes. What I can remember of it was good, mate.
Trav's coming down in about 2 or 3 minutes. He'll come out of the garage where the Lamborghini is and scoot straight across the carpet and into the car. Make sure that it's covered. It's imperative that he's not seen or very little of him is seen. All right, Trav, let's go. Trav is now leaving the office and the show will commence at 3:30. Very proud to be part of this family. This is a very unique family, a very unique company to work for. Where else do you get a job like this where you can come, organise a party, be part of the party, get pissed and have fun with the Candyman? So, got interest.
Trav, how was your entrance? All of that?
Well, you've got to understand that boat, it's got 2,000 horsepower. It's a very, very angry boat. It's trying to fucking grab a bull and trying to walk it around like a sheep. I had to be in shape because of my costume, part of the whole act and everything. So I went on this strict diet. Stricter than I've ever been on before, and I've been on a lot of diets. But just prior to the party, on the day, I had to cut down my fluids, my water, which is the most important thing to have when you're dieting. And then Gemma gives me a glass of red wine, which I don't drink red wine. So I had half of that to start with, then just as I got on the boat, I had the other half. And the panic of, you know, with all everything going on, we come in panic of getting off the boat. You know, because as you can imagine, if I had fell off that boat, or if I had missed the jetty and gone in the drink, I mean, we would have been in the news. I got off that jetty. I was so fucking pumped and relieved that I did that. I ran from that jetty to the stage at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I got up there on stage, and my cue for up on the decks was the CO2. And I jump up here and I get like that, I'm like that, and next minute, I fucking fainted. For a second there, I lost it. And if you watch the video, I'm like this. Yeah, how did my entrance go? It was fucking sensational. And I missed deathly experience twice. So yeah, thank you for everyone involved. There's a lot of people. Over the years, I've captained some football teams and won premierships and all that, but there's not a moment in my life where I've been in charge of a team that has worked as hard as you all did, and it's an absolute fucking honour to have so many fucking hard-working people that are passionate and dedicated to pulling off something that has given so much joy, of a memory that will never ever be forgotten all over the world. Really, really has touched me. I mean, I can't express it in words how proud and honoured that I know you guys. All the reports, the journalists, which are my haters, are saying that we pulled off a party better than any of Hugh Hefner's, in fact any house party, any party in this world. That's our fucking trophy. And that was our goal, wasn't it? That was the outcome we wanted, and we fucking achieved it. So one more time, let's fucking give it to it.